Welcome back to Grade 7 Math, Lesson number 8.1, Explore Three-Dimensional Figures. In today's lesson, we are going to look at a variety of three-dimensional objects. In the final two lessons of our measurement unit, we are going to be working with rectangular prisms. You will look more in depth at measuring the other 3D objects in this lesson in grade 8 and high school math. Before we look at the shapes, let's focus on two important definitions. A polyhedron is a three-dimensional figure that has faces that are polygons, meaning squares, rectangles, and triangles. Prisms and pyramids are three-dimensional figures that are named according to the shape of their base. For example, there are square-based prisms and triangular pyramids. Now, here are some important 3D shapes that you need to be familiar with. Put the video on pause and try to name as many of these shapes as possible. After you've considered your answers or written down your answers, I'll reveal the correct solutions. So put the video on pause now. Alright, let's see how you did. So this first shape is a cone. If you said that this shape is a cube, you are exactly right. Our next shape is a cylinder. Up top, you guessed it, we have a sphere. This next shape looks somewhat like a cube, but it's got rectangular faces, meaning that it is a rectangular prism. And finally, this shape here is a pyramid. And as for this additional three-dimensional shape, we have what is called a triangular prism. Okay, you're going to try this activity at home, and then we'll review this at the start of our next class. This is a matchup activity, so I have included pictures of 4 real-life objects. I've also listed the names of 4 three-dimensional objects. So what you're going to do is match each shape above, or rather each object, to the correct term below. So put the video on pause and try out this activity. Alright, let's continue. All polyhedra have faces, edges, and vertices. A face is one side of a polyhedra. An edge is the line where two faces meet. And a vertex, the plural form being vertices, is a point where two or more faces meet. And we should note that spheres and cones do have faces, but they do not have edges or vertices. So try this one at home, and we'll take it up in tomorrow's class. So here we have a triangular prism. What I want you to do is determine how many faces this prism has. I want you to count the number of edges in this prism. And finally, count the number of vertices. So put the video on pause so that you can try out this activity at home. All right. So in conclusion, this is a really nice lesson in that the accompanying work doesn't involve using any formulas that we'll get to in our next couple of lessons. Rather, today's in-class work is all about identifying and describing three-dimensional objects. So in our next class, I'll be giving you an assortment of questions to try out. But until our next class, this concludes today's video.